Back 5 or 6 years ago, we had a young man who was careless and caused a forest fire in my property. Right now, we are in a beech tree grove area. Anyway, the fire burned 4 to 5 acres of my property in this area that's largely populated by beech trees. When beech trees seed out in the season, they drop their beech nuts on the forest floor, and a fire is the perfect thing to go and open those seeds up so that the seed inside that little beech nut can go and root into the forest floor. Well, with a forest fire, that's what happened. It was a quick-moving, low-level forest fire that just basically moved across the leaves and the dead growth that was on the floor. I didn't have any ladder fuel in this area because I had pretty well kept it maintained. But since we had the fire, I wanted to see what was going to be surviving and what was not going to be surviving. So anyway, I'm going to show you some pictures of the fire that we had. So as you can see from those pictures, you know, it was a pretty intense fire, and it burned a pretty good amount of trees and property. But time heals, and it's been like five years, maybe 6 years now, and I have a heavy overgrowth of beech trees in this area now, and I'm getting ready to go into this area to pull wood out for firewood, and I need to take care of this undergrowth first. So I'm going to be going through, selecting some good trees to keep, to nourish, and turn into good old growth trees eventually. And I'm going to see what one of my old growth beech trees are still worth keeping and which ones have died. So stay with me. This is going to be some fun. I am on a rise that overlooks this entire area, and you can see I have a lot of undergrowth here to deal with. Some of this stuff's getting pretty big, and I also have a lot of these beech trees that have fallen down and are over trails and whatnot, so I'm going to have some work just to even be able to get in here. Let's go over to the other side and see what's over there. Alright, behind me is a prime example of one of these trees that have fallen over the trail. This tree had been burned by the fire and died, and now it's fallen over my trail. So this is going to be one of the trees I have to clean up in order to even get in here to be able to take care of the rest of this mess. So as I'm walking here, I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of heavy undergrowth here. I had originally estimated it to be 4 or 5 acres. I'm now guessing it to be closer to 5 or 6 acres worth of property that's been burned here. This logging trail that I have here, that you just saw the tree across, was the main fire break that kept this from spreading up to the farmer's field on the other side of my property. Alright, I'm going to take you guys with me down some side trails I have that also acted as fire breaks when we had that forest fire. So I'm going to see how accessible these are and go from there. This clearing area that goes right up through here, this was a side trail that also acted as a fire break for a short while until the wind took it across the trail. Anyway, we're going to go down this trail and see how accessible it is. Well, so far we got a few small trees across the trail. Nothing that can't be taken care of fairly easily. Let's keep going. Alright, we just walked down the side trail back down to where it attaches to my next main trail. And there was 4 or 5 trees that were across the trail. Nothing too awful big. Probably this one right here behind me is actually the largest. So now I'm back into the clear on the next trail. And as I'm standing here, I'm looking at the canopy layer. I see a few standing dead trees, and I see a lot of trees that are dead on the ground already that were affected by the fire. So let me just give you a quick view of what I'm looking at here. This is the hole I have in my canopy layer up here. Pretty thin. And I have a lot of heavy undergrowth. This is on the other side of the 5 or 6 acres that are burned. And as you can see, I have some standing dead trees there, and over there you can see, let's see if I can point it out, right there I have a tree that's dead and broken off. I got some other standing dead, and I got a lot of stuff down here on the ground which is even hard to see. So I guess first things first, I'm going to have to go and get this undergrowth cut out of here so I can access this, get these logs off from across my trail, and go from there. So this is going to be more of a process than I expected, but it's something that needs to be done, and we're going to do it. Alright, we're just a little bit farther down the trail now from where I just was. As you can see, where the trail ends is where that log is there. across the trail. And I'm just looking out and I'm seeing a lot more dead trees even just down here from over top of this undergrowth. Most of this undergrowth is less than an inch in diameter, so I'll be able to take that off with the saw blade on my brush cutter trimmer. So this is going to be quite a project, a little bit more than I had expected it to be, but it's also something that needs to be done. We're going to want to select some good trees to keep that are in good areas that aren't crowding out, they have some sun, and we're going to have to get these dead trees and stumps cut down and taken out. On the bright side, I can use the dead stuff that isn't, too far gone for firewood, and I'll get something out of the property, but for the most part, this is just going to be some good hard work. Alright, well, I've gone and waded out here into the middle of this undergrowth, and I've actually found a few trees that have actually uprooted. Here behind me, you can't even see it, but it's only a matter of 8 feet away from me, right on the other side of this undergrowth. I have a tree, you can maybe see the root sticking up into the air up there. See if I can go underneath. Maybe you can see it now. It's only that far away from me, and I couldn't even see it because this undergrowth is so thick. Hey, look, blackcaps. Found that at least. Blackcaps, good stuff. I'm gonna take a minute and enjoy these few that are here. Alright, let's go get some tools and get this project started. Alright, so we're here in the garage getting the tools together to cut down that undergrowth. Now, I'm going to be using the trimmer, but not this trimmer. This isn't going to be heavy duty enough to cut down inch round stuff. What I'm going to be using is this blade on my trimmer, so we need to take this head off and get this blade put on.